Hi, this is 365801 and this is my final Mangahaul video for the year 2021, and this is for the months of October, November and December. As you can see, there is quite a stack here for this month, and that's because it does include some of the books that I had already purchased before the 14th or 15th, I think it was halfway through October, when I filmed the last haul, and I still had some that I had purchased and I was waiting to arrive. There was a couple of other purchases that I made, and then I went thrift shopping and I found some books, so I'll show you them as well. And then I did a little bit of pre-Christmas book shopping in Waterstones and spent far too much money, and I'll show you what I got there as well. So the first title I'm going to show is one that some people will already know that I have, so I may as well just show you what you already know I've got and I was able to pick up. And that's Twittering Birds Never Fly, Volume 5 from Yoneda Co. This is a June manga title, and June manga being June manga, it didn't exactly do the best job when it comes to the launch of this or Volume 6 apparently. I'm in the UK, so that means it's always a little bit later to get things, and this was the case with this one as well. I totally forgot to pre-order this, and I also kind of wondered where I was going to pre-order it from, and I'm glad that I waited, because it turns out through social media that many people who did actually get their copy got it damaged or misprinted or misbound, and I was late to the party, even later being in the UK, and had to wait for Blackwell's, I think it was, to email me to say, hey, we're getting another shipment in, do you want it? So I took the opportunity, and this was what broke my no by November, but I ordered it on the 17th of November, and my previous last purchase was the 14th of October, so technically I did a full month no buy. So that's 2 months in the year no buying, so that's good. And then I was very good afterwards as well. So it was the only thing, the only manga that I was like, I have to break my no buy for. And I'm glad that I did, because I did get a good copy. Nothing wrong with this one, probably because it was like a second printing. And also I got it for a really good price. I got it for £10 and 17 pence from Blackwell's. Thank you so much, Blackwell, for always having my back. And that does remind me that it was like yesterday morning, or was it this morning? They emailed to say, hey, you forgot to pre-order this. We now have some back in stock. Do you want a copy? And that's for Volume 6. I don't know if they will actually have any, or if they do, it's kind of like you have to order it straight away, and I've forgotten already. So maybe when I log in to try and see if I can purchase a copy, they'll say, nope, sold out again. So yeah, I will then put in another email to say, hey, let me know when there's some more, and they will then kind of go out their way to see if they've got any, or that they can get some. Blackwell's is quite a good one to go through. So yeah, I'm really happy. It does move the story along. It was smexy. Whoa. It was exactly what I was looking for. It just made me feel all the feels, and it gave me all the anxiety that it usually does. I am looking forward to Volume 6, not because of June manga at all, but just because this is a good title and one that I'm happy to keep on purchasing. I do have 2 copies of each of the previous ones, but I only have 1 copy of Volume 5, so I think it'll have to stay that way for just now. Now, the next thing I thought I would show is the only other title that I bought in November, and that is With Abandon, and this is by J.L. Langley in the With or Without series. This is also something that you would have seen that I purchased if you've been watching any of my vlogs. So I did buy this on the 29th of November, also the very end of November, and I got this for £9.44. I'm very happy to have this, because oh my goodness, it was so exciting. I was chatting away to my sister for hours, blah 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 blah, as you could imagine, because I'm perfectly capable of chatting for a long time. And then as we were chatting about things and books that we liked, I had mentioned a series that I really did suspect I would never have the 3rd volume of, and I thought I would look up to show her just how much that volume is going for secondhand, and it's in the 200 plus, near the 300 range. And I have a digital copy because I'm sly and I'm an old Fujoshi, so that's how we work things. So yeah, I have read it digitally loads. I love it, and I didn't think I would actually ever be able to purchase a copy and therefore be able to support the author in whatever small form that would be. And there it was, and it had literally gone up on the 28th of November. It was there literally as soon as I was going, oh, I really wish I could read this. And the reason it was like so funny, because the day before I had just been going through some of the things that I'd read, and I was like, oh, I love that book, it's such a shame, and I pulled out my other copies of the series, and so it had been released on the same day. It was just so incredible. So yeah, my sister said, just buy it. So I broke my buying ban again for this one. It's a different size to the other ones, and it is just a self-published through Amazon. And I'm totally okay with that, because I hope that J.L. Langley can get some money from this. I'm happy to pay my £9 for her to get as much of that £9 as she deserves, and she deserves it all. So for the number of times that I've actually read this, I should be paying her a lot more than £9. And the fact that I love it, so good. It's one of those weird ones that I don't know why I love it. But then if you were to say anything bad about it, I would jump all over you and gnaw your toes off. I'd be like, no bad things. Say nothing bad about this. I absolutely love this. With Abandon is the third in the 3-volume series at the moment. He does say at the back that she's got a fourth one forthcoming, and she's had that as forthcoming for a long time, and she disappeared from social media earlier this year, and I was like, oh no, she's gone, she's not coming back. I was so worried, so I'm so happy to have this. So yeah, With Abandon is probably one of the best things I bought this year. Yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. I'm so happy. This is like my Christmas present to me that I'm actually really, really chuffed to have. I cannot wait to just sit down and read them all. So yeah, With Abandon by J.L. Langley. So happy. Now if we travel back in time, back to the dark and spooky days of October, I purchased Silver Diamond Volume 3. This is by Shiho Sugiura. And I got this through Momox, which is like a European seller. Volume 3, I'm happy to have in my collection because I have Volume 1 and Volume 2, and Volume 4, and I think Volume 6. So I'll be able to read 1 through 4 at least. There's only 9 volumes published. There's several in the series altogether. But it's nice to have these. It's not in the best condition, but I was able to pick up for £6.65, which is a really good deal for this third volume. I am only going to be picking these up as and when I see them on really good prices. So volume 5, volume 7, 8 and 9. So I've only got 4 left to go, which is good. And also I was thinking, was it volume 4 or volume 6 I got a really crummy copy of, that they had a rip and they just like put a sticker on top of it and hadn't actually said that there was any damage, so I was a bit annoyed. So if I see a good copy of, I think it's volume 6, I might see if I can replace it. But honestly, I'm not that bothered about it. It's kind of for the whole having it and reading it all the way through, and even then you don't get to, because the story goes on for volumes, 20 or 30 odd volumes, so it is nice to have it though. So I'm happy to have this one, and for a good price, £6 is good, because I've been seeing it for around £13 or £15, and I don't want to pay that for a secondhand Tokyopop title. So no thank you. £6 is fine with me. That's about what I would hope to pay. So I'm really happy to add this to the collection. Now this next one is a bit of an odd one. I think, is this a Yen Press one? A Polar Bear in Love, Volume 1 by Koromo. I have had my eye on the Polar Bear series for a few years now, since it started being released, because for me it just sounds like it's BL but with animals, and it, you know, an overbearing, obsessive semi, and a delicate, slightly scared uke. In some respects, that's kind of what I see when I see the front cover. I did have a wee flick through, and it does seem like that's maybe a little bit like, you know, someone who's overbearing and obsessive, and someone who's like, no, I don't, you know, no, yes, and they're not listening. So yeah, consent is an issue in this one. The reason I picked it up is because I got it for £1.79. I couldn't say no to that, because I always wanted to buy it. I know that the other volumes are going to be more expensive, so I may as well start with a really, really cheap copy, and it's in really good nick. I'm very, very happy. When I paid £1.79 for it, I was convinced I was going to get something that was falling apart, and it's actually in really good condition, so I am happy to add this to the collection. It does mean that I have another series that I have to start collecting. Add this to my series I need to collect for the future anyway. I'm not going to put it high on the priority. In fact, it's going to be pretty low on the priority list. I'm not sure if it's any good. If you've read A Polar Bear in Love, is it worth it? Because there's a lot of volume 1s on sale, but there's not a lot of the other volumes, and I'm just wondering if anyone actually purchased it when it was being released. So will it be more difficult for me to actually get it complete because no one bothered to buy it in the first place? Which, you know, fair, because I didn't. But yeah, I'll have a wee read of this. I think it's a cute looking one anyway, and it looks like something that I would probably enjoy, even just briefly. Now, this was the last thing that I purchased in October before I went on my book buying ban and my no-buy month, and that was Fence Volume 3. This is C.S. Pacat. This is the third one. I think there's 4, and then there's a couple of extras as well, and I purchased volume 1 and volume 2, so this is really good to have, volume 3, and I got a really good deal with this one as well. £4.93. Yes, it is always nice to have like something that's quite large and fully colour illustrated inside, and it's very much like a comic. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I still haven't read any of them. I was going to wait until I got volume 4, and then I was just going to like do a big binge read, maybe vlog it. And I'm really excited. I think it's in really good condition considering, and the fact that I got it for less than £5 I'm very happy about, because I have been keeping an eye on these titles. And there's a few other things as well that I wouldn't mind checking out in terms of comics, graphic novels, rather than the manga as well. And so I'm happy to have this, add this to my collection. It is one that I'm going to continue to collect. I'm going to see if I can get volume 4 for a good price. But as I've said, it has to be a good price. And I think less than £5 is pretty good, because I had seen volume 1 and 2 cheaper, but I hadn't seen volume 3. And then when this popped up, I was like, thank you, I'll have it. And it was from Momok, so I knew I was going to get a good quality copy, because they generally only send good quality copies. So yeah, happy to have Fence in the collection. Now, this was the 4th thing that I had purchased. I had purchased 4 things in October that I was waiting for, so this was the final thing. It's Diary of Sang-chul, and this is a side story from Totally Captivated by Hajin Yu. This is big and it's very skinny, and it's got its plastic wrap on because I got it from Amazon, and it was because it was reduced down to £8.26, and I've had it in my cart for, I don't know, like a few years. It's always like £16, and that's it reduced. That's it, a reduced price. I'm like, I'm not paying £16 for this. And it would kind of go down to like maybe 12, or maybe down to 11, maybe 10 something. So for it to go down to £8, I was like, oh my god, I don't think this is ever going to get cheaper. Brand new copy from Amazon, so I just bought it. And that was, I think, just second week of October, but before the 14th. So very happy to have this. Although I really should just read Totally Captivated. I have the full collection. I don't have some of the extras. There's 2 extras and I need to purchase those and then I'll have the full set. I think this is available to read through Lesson if you do the wait until free. It might have changed, you might have to pay for it now, but it was at one point in the wait until free, so I technically could read Totally Captivated for free if you're interested. But I do have the copies in my other collection, so this will just be added at some point. So yeah, I do need to read Totally Captivated before I actually open this and read this. So it's kind of going to go in a pile of read at a certain point in time in the future, vaguely. But I'm glad I got it for such a good price. And it's in absolute brand new condition. Fantastic. So yeah, that was everything that I purchased in October that I had not yet got in the post when I filmed my last haul. So before I go into the new titles that I purchased in Waterstones in December, that's technically the actual December haul. Yeah, we haven't managed to get to that yet. I thought I would show you some of the books that I picked up when I went thrifting, and as you can see, it's at a fantastic stack. I don't know if you watch BookTube or Book Talk and things like that, but I went into a charity shop and I spotted in the new section where they changed the books around and stuff, and I was like, oh, they've changed it. Oh, I'm interested. And right there at my eye line was The Priory of the Orange Tree, and I have seen this everywhere. And all of the paperback books are 50p. So I was like, oh my god, that's it for 50p? And it's in amazing condition. So happy to have it. So I was really, really surprised. So I picked it straight up, held it and was like, wow. Turned around and there was the Song of Achilles. And I was like, damn, I'm just like picking up gold here today. So I was, that was a great thrifting day. So yeah, 50p for Song of Achilles and 50p for The Priory of the Orange Tree. Very happy to have them in my collection. Right next to them was a series by this Cassandra Parkin. All 3 books absolutely brand new. I don't even know if they've been read. So I picked all them up as well. Also 50p a copy. So I managed to walk away with, you know, quite a nice little stack from my thrifting. All 50p. So happy to have them. The other one that I picked up was The Betrayals, Bridget Collins. Now this is one I was given as an ARC in NetGalley, and I haven't read yet because it was just one that they were like, hey, do you fancy this ARC? And I'm like, well, not really bothered about it, but they were like, oh, we'll give it to you anyway. So they gave me this brand new, it's just come out 2021, and I found it in a different charity shop and it was £1. And so I was like, oh, I may as well, and that way I don't need to read it digitally. I can read it and then do the review if I want to. I'll have it. And when I went into Waterstones, there it was for full price. And this is a brand new title that's literally just been released maybe a month or so, a couple of months maybe. And someone had already bought it. So I don't hold high hopes for it if someone has purchased this brand new full price and gone yeet into a charity shop. So but I did find the binding, which is also the Bridget Collins book, and because I had that one, I got the binding for 50p as well, and it's got lovely purple edges, which I just like. So yeah, I managed to get a nice little stack of secondhand books for either 50p or £1. The only £1 one was The Betrayals, which is fair enough because it is brand new, but we'll see if it's any good. If it's not, then back to the charity shop it goes. But I'm excited to read The Song of Achilles. I haven't read yet. I know, it's like a boys' love story, but for classics, and I studied classics at uni, so, well, it's one of the things I studied. But everyone has been going on about The Priory of the Orange. Well, I haven't actually heard anything about it other than someone saying it needed more dragons and more lesbians. And is that the case? Have you read any of these? Let me know, because I'm literally buying them blind, other than knowing that The Song of Achilles is Achillean. Obviously. I've been meaning, like, everyone goes on about how it's heartbreaking and you're gonna cry. So I kind of want to read it when I'm, you know, emotionally stable. And so this whole year I've been meaning to read it digitally or in audiobook form, and I'd never felt emotionally stable enough. So now I've got it on my shelf to stare at not be emotionally stable either. So yeah, let me know if you've read any of these and if they're actually worth reading. Especially the Cassandra Parkin. I know nothing about it, and I now have 3, so we'll see. Great bargains for the thrifting. Okay, so let's just get into it. These are my Waterstones buys, and yes, I purchased Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, Scum Villain's Self-Saving System, and Heaven Official's Blessing. Why did I buy them full price in Waterstones? Why? I had a kind of brain fart. You know when you get befuddled when you're shopping because someone talks to you and you're an introvert and antisocial, and it's like, and it's the person who's a bookseller, so you end up buying the books. Oh my god, I felt so like... The thing is, I searched all over the store looking for them, and I was only going to maybe buy one, and that was going to be my Christmas present. And I didn't see them, so I went to the manga section and picked up a couple of other things. And I was like, okay, these will be your present to yourself for Christmas. And I went to the till to pay, and I just said, hey, I noticed that you don't have these books out. Do you have them in store, or will they be in store at some point? And he went, okay, hold on a second. I'll just check. Oh, we've got them out the back. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he ran off to get them. And I was like, fuck. Because it means that I had to buy them. I didn't have to buy them. I could have just said no. But, I mean, if you work in a store, if you've ever worked in a store, and I did work in a bookstore once, so I know exactly what it's like. Because you're like, I went through the back, and they didn't even buy it. I was like, oh no, I'm going to have to buy these. Or maybe just buy one. Well, it depends which one he brings. And he bought all 3 round from the back and was like, okay, you want them? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And I was like, oh shit. Because I know I can get them cheaper if I buy them online. But while I was there, he said, you're spending a lot. Do you want a Waterstones card? And I said, yeah, okay. Because I'm still saying yes to things. And so now I have a Waterstones card. So if I spend every time you spend £10, you get a credit. And then when you get 10 credits, you get £10 voucher. So it's kind of worth it if you're going to buy books full price, or if you're going to get them for a deal, or even if you're spending that much money. They very rarely have good bargains in Waterstones, so I rarely go in and spend full price on something. But I bought these 3 and 2 other things because I was originally just going to buy the 2 other things because I couldn't find any of these. So yeah, the stress from me going, I'm not going to spend any money, I'm going to save my money, and I just ended up spending so much in the store in real life. And it's worse because you have to hand over, like you have to pay, and it's that action of paying that's a real life like beep. Really hurts. But yeah, I'm happy I have them. These will be read in 2022. I'm probably going to start with the Scum Villain's Self-Saving System because actually, I think that might be my favourite. That might be my favourite. I have read all of these already. I'm not going to lie. I've read them all. The Chinese fantastic fandom that do the translations, because we were like, well, we're never going to get them, so thank you so much for doing this. So I have read them. I know what the story is. I know what's going on. So yeah, it's not new to me. This is not my first rodeo. It's not my first Chinese BL rodeo. I did do a big MXTX read a-thon in 2019 into 2020, I think. Yeah, I think I was reading Heaven's Official Blessings around the 2019 into 2020 time. Maybe, yeah. Anyway, I've read them all. But I'm happy to have them in print, and I will continue to purchase them anyway. They were going to be on my list. So yeah. Anyway, it was a long story to get to that stage. So yes, I spent full price. Full recommended retail. Oh, it hurts. So the other thing that I picked up from Waterstones was MADK Volume 2. This is by Ryo Suzuri. These are Sublime titles. I was just so excited to see it in Waterstones. They've changed everything around. I was going to vlog, but there was so many people, which is another reason why I was anxious and feeling like really stressed. And I kind of was like, you don't need to buy this, you don't need to buy this. But I really wanted to get something for myself for Christmas, even if it was just like one book. And then I saw this and I was like, you don't even have volume 1 yet. Why are you doing this? But everyone's been going on and on and on about it. And I really want to read it. But also I kind of like, well, you don't want to read it until you read volume 1. But then I know what the story is because people have talked about it. So it's kind of been spoiled in a way. I shouldn't have listened. Why did I listen? But I know what the story is. But I kind of want to read it anyway. I've seen artwork and stuff. So yeah, MADK volume 2. It's Eroguro BL. But you know, like demons and stuff. I'm here for it. So yeah. MADK volume 2 is also a full price purchase. Why did I do this? Why? So the final thing that I have to show you is what you will already know because you probably saw it in the thumbnail, and that is My Love Mix-Up volume 1. This is a shoujo beat title. What? This is by the same person who, well, it's by two people, but it's one of the people did My Love Story, and I loved that. I freaking loved that. I thought it was hilarious. I think it was being serialized when I was in Japan. Like it's a long time ago, so I really enjoyed it. So good. And so I'm looking forward to this. It is, as far as I know, kind of a BL because it involves, if not a gay romance, at least some bisexuality going on. As much as I've heard, I've really tried hard to kind of steer clear of other people's like reviews and stuff, but it's really hard when you click on something. You're like, oh, and I'm kind of interested, and then I'm like, damn, I've just found out something I didn't want to know. So yeah, I did purchase this. I did listen to the podcast, Simply G and Whimsical Pictures podcast, and I was like, damn, I shouldn't have listened, and now I know even more about the story and I haven't read it yet. So this is going to be a read that I do in January, and then I might have it count towards one of the buzzwords because it's got my in it, and I think that's like a pronoun is what we're allowed to use anyway. So yeah, My Love Mix-Up volume 1. Volume 2 I think has just come out in America. Is that right? So it probably won't have been out in the UK yet. So that's good. I've heard it's really good. I've just only heard good things, and it's kind of funny because it's a BL but it's shoujo beat, which kind of bugs me because everyone's going on about how great it is. I'm like, yeah. But why do you like it then? Is it because it's BL or because it's in shoujo beat? So it's like a shoujo but it's BL? Like BL is shoujo. Like if you go back to the original BL, it's just shoujo. I also want to just like Exhibit A, the 1970s shoujo. Exhibit B, Watakoi, when she's going on about how, well, you like Sakura-chan, this is just shoujo but with boys. It's like, yes it is. So this kind of feels like going back in time. It's a shoujo title that has BL in it, and I feel like that's kind of neat. How weird of me. It's neat. Like old lady that I am. But it's interesting, and it's kind of a good thing because you're like, oh yeah, that's good. Hopefully this will make people less anti-BL, because I'm definitely sure that there's some people who are like shoujo fans but are anti-BL, so I'm hoping that this helps to maybe maybe alleviate any of the pain from the BL that exists in the world. But I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's going to be good. I know it. I'm going to love it. I've decided. So these are all of the actual titles that are new titles that I've purchased that will go into my collection. MADK Volume 2 by Ryo Suzuri. This is a Sublime title. Twittering Birds Never Fly Volume 5 by Yonada Ko. This is June Manga. I got Old Silver Diamond Volume 3 by Shiho Sugiura from Old Tokyopop. I got My Love Mix-Up Volume 1 by Aruko Wataru Hinekure. This is a shoujo beat title. Then I got Yen Press's Polar Bear in Love Volume 1 by Koromo. I got a novel, a gay romance, With Abandon Volume 3 in the series, With or Without by J.L. Langley. So happy to have that in my collection. Then I got all 3 of the first volumes from MXTX. Very happy to have them, even if it hurts from the price. Then I got Totally Captivated, a side story, Diary of Sang Chul. This is by Hajin Yu. And then I got volume 3 of Fence, and this is by C.S. Pakat. So these are all the new titles that I picked up from mid-October to the end of December. I then have all of my thrift pickups, and I'm really happy to have the Song of Achilles. That's the one that I'm really happy to have, because it's one that obviously fits with what I usually read. I am excited to have the Priory of the Orange Tree, just because lots of people have gone on about it. So do I believe the hype? I don't know. But the Song of Achilles is one that I plan on reading, but I have planned on reading for the whole of this past year, and I haven't actually picked it up. So we shall see if I manage to get around to it. It's historic, classical. It's, bound to break my heart, because I know what happens. I watched Troy. Obviously, naked Brad Pitt. I know a lot of people are probably listening, especially if you're 10 years younger, and you're like, Brad Pitt? But I'm an old lady, okay? So I watched Thelma and Louise like years ago, like when I was a kid. Well, not when I was a kid. We weren't allowed to watch it. My mum wouldn't let me. But I remember him. He was hot when he was young, and he was hot in Troy. And the first time I ever watched it, this is quite funny. The first time was in the Odeon Cinema in Glasgow, and it was a Friday night, and it was around 7 o'clock. So people had already gone out to drink after work, were half cut, if not completely wasted, and gone into the cinema. And the cinema was absolutely jam-packed. Every single seat was taken by a woman. It was hilarious. So, and if you've ever been in a cinema full of drunk Glaswegian women, when a naked Brad Pitt comes on the screen, you've never lived. It was the best experience. I had so much fun. Not necessarily from the movie, but just from being in that atmosphere of raucous, rowdy, powerful women who are just not going to take any shit. And they were very, very happy to see naked Brad Pitt on the screen. It was one of the best cinema going experiences I've ever had. There was a lot of whooping and cheering, a lot of people catcalling in the middle of the cinema, and everyone was here for it. Everything that anyone did was forgiven, because it was like, yeah, damn straight, he's naked up there, yes. So yeah, it does make me want to read the Song of Achilles, and maybe watch Troy as well. Maybe I should do like a vlog of that. But yeah, anyway, the weird thing is I have like two halves. I've got some thrift books, and I've got some second-hand books, and I've got some new books, and I've got some prose, and I've got some manga, and I've got some graphic novels. So I've got a really good mix here. So for this weird end of the year 2021, the last haul, I'm very happy to have what I've got. It's a really good mix. I do think I need to say that going forward in 2022, wow, it feels weird, I do not expect to be doing hauls every month. I'm going to have to do an evaluation of all the things I purchased and how much money I've spent and things like that, because I do that every year, and it hurts every time I do it because I don't want to spend money. But I'm going to do it again, and I know going forward, because of my changing situation and the job situation that I'm in, and training and setting up my own business, hopefully next Christmas it'll be a very different story, and I'll be like, yes, I own 100% of this company. Which will be very different from now. But going forward, I do have to watch my pennies more and more. So I probably will not be doing monthly hauls, which might sound sad to some people because they like watching the haul videos. Some people don't like haul videos. So yeah, I'm really sorry if that's the case, because I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the highest viewed things that I do on my channel. People like watching haul videos. They really enjoy them. And so every month if I do a haul video, I know I'm gonna get some people watching my videos that don't normally watch my other videos. And that's okay too, you know. That's fine. So if I do haul videos, it'll probably be like once every 2 months or once every 3 months, like a quarter, that kind of thing. And then that'll be like a nice big video with whatever I've purchased. But I'll still keep a track on what I buy every month, what I'm buying, and what I'm spending because I have to. But I don't plan on doing like a monthly haul like I have been doing. It's just it's a lot of stress as well to make sure that I get it all done. And when I was busy during the middle of the year, it was quite tricky for me to get it done and when I could get it done and edited and things like that. So yeah, plans will be changing, I think, in terms of what I produce on the channel ever so slightly. And one of the things is haul videos. I don't want to be reliant on making sure I get a haul video out once a month because it puts pressure on people. It also kind of puts pressure on me. I don't want to promote irresponsible buying and things like that. But I don't think I do. So yeah. Anyway, that's the next chat. But I do want to say that if you have been watching all of my haul videos throughout the year, thanks, it's so nice to have you. And I hope you've been enjoying them, and I do appreciate the views that I get whenever anyone does watch my videos. It really does make me feel good. I'm always amazed that people want to listen to me ramble on, and I do appreciate it. I really do. I'm very grateful. I'd love to know if you have read any of these books that you see in front of you, what you think of them. Do you recommend that I read any in particular? Especially the thrift books. I have no idea. Are they any good? And yes, Heaven's Official Blessing, Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, Scum Villain, Self-Saving System. Which one is your favourite? Have you already read them? Have you watched the anime dramas? Are you looking forward to more? Will we get more? Will the Chinese government ban BL altogether? Oh, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. So yeah, I'm 365801. This is my haul for the months of December, November, and a little bit of October. I make videos on gay romance, male romance, BL manga, yaoi, and all that good stuff. Remember, every day is a BL day. Take care of yourselves, everyone. I'll see you in the next year. Bye.